principle, steel producers should be happy, but this should not impress us too much, because this is a temporary situation. Global steel excess capacity is reaching really unexpected heights, with more than 600 million metric tons in 2020, which is more than 3 times the whole EU steel production, and it can in long term destabilize the steel market globally, and of course also the EU market. So I think that this is really key to address the issue of global excess capacity.
2 stories about it. So China was the first, rebound, and also some other parts of the world. And Japan was hit hardest, especially automotive sectors was stopped production in the second quarter last year. And since then, there has been some recoveries. And right now, their sector is now facing the shortage of chips. But the manufacturing sector is improving in Japan. But while the service sectors are kind of, and it is expected Japan will return to the level of fourth quarter 2019 in the fourth quarter of this year.
We do see prices being very high. We do see record profits and pricing for many of our customers who are having very good times, and they need this because obviously last year was a horrible time for most of our clients, and we serve both many steel makers, private sector steel makers in North America and also in Asia, and we also work closely with governments. So it was a horrible time, like 1 year ago, for several quarters. So I think this was very much needed. It's a cyclical industry, as all of you are very experienced and know. I think it would not be very smart to assume that this will continue and make investment decisions or other decisions based on this. But remain vigilant and try to create solutions for customers that will basically sustain even in times of when prices are lower. I mean, that's the key to keeping everybody afloat, including all of us as industry.
What exactly is happening in India right now is the duty on raw material has decreased, and it has surely helped all the steel makers, and slowly and steadily the supply is getting improved day by day.
So what's happening? There is this global overcapacity, which causes also distortions in the global market. Currently less, but in long term and before the crisis, definitely it did. It triggered countermeasures. Look at US 232. US 232 triggered countermeasures from the EU and others. So we introduced our safeguard measures. Now, if we keep the safeguard measures alive after 3 years, according to WTO rules, our partners are entitled to compensation or retaliation where it ends. I think that this is everything but not healthy for the steel market and for global trade in general. So therefore we are really interested in finding a solution, and inclusively.
In terms of our industry, steel industry globally, and it's so fragmented and so many players involved and so many steel producing countries involved. And because of the nature of the product steel, very strong, recyclable, but very heavy. So that will have put the limitation in the distance we can travel. Only 20 or 25% of the products are going across the borders. So 75% are domestically produced, are domestically sold, and consumed. Because our industry is so capital intensive, we need to run. Blast furnaces cannot be closed. We need to keep running the blast furnaces. So we have to do to the extra products. In that occasions, we sometimes go to the export and so forth. So sometimes the export volume they fluctuate, and because of that reasons, so just going back to what I said, so traditionally and also generically, we are regionally focused industries, but when we go through the phases of growth and even the changes of market dynamics, and maybe there is phases, some industry needs to depend on the export a little bit more. And
but the point is, primary steelmaking still makes up most of steelmaking in the world. Primary steelmaking emits, as you know, between 1.6 and then 2. So maybe some average about maybe 1.8 to 1.9 tons of carbon dioxide for every ton of steel produced. So this is a very very large carbon emission that is making up the 8 to 9% of total carbon emissions in the world. Now, most of the steel makers that we are talking to are very actively trying to figure out what steps should be taken to really mitigate this carbon emission. So the question is, how do you present options to clients or designs to clients that really give them something that they can move on? And I think the technology in sustainability is moving to that stage where where basically we are approaching kind of implementability in terms of carbon capture solutions for everything.
Means in various government departments, there are many discussions just to promote recycling. So Niti Aayog, which is the Planning Commission of India, is working on circular economy. And there are 11 different committees which are working on 11 different commodities, which is steel, non-ferrous, solid waste, then your oil and gas, then glasses, every kind of recyclable material. India is working very closely, and very soon we will see that India will start implementing all these policies, and this will then for sure increase the availability of domestic raw material.